All right, welcome to our call, and we are on skill number 5, which is how do you help somebody become a customer? How do you help somebody become a brand new partner? So number 1, we're going to go back for a second. You have to, first of all, put your list together of people you want to talk to, skill number 1. Skill number 2, you're going to have to do some invitations to them to watch, hear, listen, see something. Skill number 3 is called presenting in the GoPro book, and that's what we're really focusing on is this GoPro book. Skill number 3 is called presenting, but I really think it should be called sharing, because you're going to share your story and let some expert do the presenting. That's really the key here. And once you have shared events, meetings, things for them to look at, a connection call, that's the time that you're going to really start asking some questions. And so the questions could look like, have you had a chance to see the video? What did you like best? That's the best question you can ask. What did you like best? What did you resonate with? What pieces of it do you think you could use personally to help improve your health? Have a conversation, because you want them to start being in the energy of, yes, this makes sense, and yes, this looks like there's something I could do with this. So that's the energy that you're going to be looking for in that conversation. So I'm just going to stop there and see if anybody has any comments or questions at that point. Just unmute yourself and ask a question, tell the way you like to talk about it after somebody's seen in a video or an event. Nobody? Okay, we're good to go on. So here's what I did say around what does it look like, you know, when we're turning somebody into a customer or a partner. Hang on, I got dogs crying. I got to let them out. Come on. Sorry about that. There's a professional recording if I ever saw one. One of the things we talked about a little earlier is what does it look like before somebody is in the energy of yes, before you're actually ready to turn them into a customer. Number 1, it could be on the first call. You sense it, you feel it, you know they're ready, and you simply are going to ask them if they would like to get started. It can be as simple as that. The second place that it can be is 4 to 12 follow-ups, or I like to call them love calls, shining on somebody several times until they get the information they need that this makes sense to them. And remember, we're not in the convincing business. We're in the guiding and educating. The whole point of each exposure is to guide somebody or educate somebody to the next step. That's the intention of all of the exposures. And in the end, they're going to get to make their decision whether or not Juice Plus is right for them. It's not our decision. But if we've given them enough information and showed them enough value in Juice Plus, the likelihood, especially now, oh my gosh, you guys, now is such, ride this wave of people finally waking up that they need to take care of themselves. Their eyes are finally opening to the fact that they need to be healthy if they're going to move forward in their life with the next unexpected whatever it is, whether it's a good unexpected thing that happens or a bad unexpected thing that happens. If they are healthy, it's a lot easier to handle. So I can just tell you that it has taken, again, first exposure for someone to say yes. And I know that Lauren LaHave, and she is one of the speakers on the Freedom Revolution website, you'll hear her casting vision, 17 years. It took Jeff Roberti for her to say yes to him. And he never stopped, 17 years. And he has one of the top earners in his organizational now because he kept loving on her. He kept sharing. So that's something really important to recognize. So once they've said yes, how do we get them off to a good start? What are the kinds of things that you all do that are seasoned would like to share? How do you get somebody off to a good start?
I'll say something. First of all, I pay attention to the company's emails as they come to us that their product's been shipped, and I do the tracking to make sure that it was delivered. And then I follow up on whether they received it. I had one woman who was out of town. It delivered to her doorstep. She didn't even know it was there. So just making sure it shows up for them, and then making sure they understand how to take their capsules, and following up with the emails that come to us from Juice Plus, reminding us like this has been 2 weeks for them, this has been 30 days for them, with great ideas of what to do in terms of being in touch and helping support them in their journey.
Great. I realize I switched over to skill 6 again. I'm just dying to get people off to a good start rather than get them started. I'm just saying, I just keep thinking about, once we get them up and running. So I want to go back for a moment just to, again, what are the different ways in which you ask? What are your questions? What's your favorite question? Anybody, when somebody is answered, when you've had the conversation about the video or the event you just been to or a call that they were just on, and you've asked them, what do you like best? And what do you see in this for you? And everything leans toward yes. 2 questions. How do you know when it's the right time to ask, would you like to get started? That's first question. How do you know when it's the right time? And the second question is, how do you ask them? Because a lot of people have conversations and then they go, oh, it sounds like you really like it. Yeah, okay, I'm really glad, bye. What? So again, when do you know it's the right time, and what's the question that you ask? Some of you seasoned people would love to hear from you.
I can answer.
Sure. Oh, go ahead.
We've got Brandy, Brandy, Heidi, and Carrie. We'll start with you, Carrie, and then go to Brandy, and then go to Heidi.
Well, one of the things that I like to do is ask them if they've shared with me kind of some of their health concerns or what they'd like to see. I ask them kind of what their life might look like. How would that feel if this would be the solution that they're looking for, if this is the last thing they've ever looked for, what would their life look like differently? And then for me, when I ask them, I just say, this can be at your doorstep. Let's get you started. It can be there within 5 days. All I need to do is get your favorite credit card or debit card, however you want to pay for it. Let's do this and get you started.
Carrie, I completely love asking somebody what they'd like to see in their future health. If they could have any 2 or 3 things that would make them really feel healthier, what would they look like? So after you've watched the video or whatever, that's another way to put them in the frame of mind that this could be really valuable for them. Thank you. What else? Brandy?
Well, I just had a customer who I actually sent the video to, and I asked after, I said, did you have a minute to watch that video I sent you? And she said, yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense. I said, well, that's great that it makes sense. Would you like to go ahead and get started then today? I'm available right now. If you'd like, I can put that through. And that way it takes about 5 to 7 days to get to your house, and we'll get you off to a good start. And she said, okay, sounds good.
Great. So just being short. Just being bold. Heidi.
Right now, we need to be bold.
Why do we need to be bold right now, Brandy? Why is it
most important right now to get the nutrition into everybody's bodies right now with all of everything that's going on? And if you can get them started now to help protect their immune system, maybe later we wouldn't have to worry about it as much.
Exactly. So it's not just even now. I love, Brandy, that you ended with that. Moving forward, it's not just to protect you for the next 3 months from the virus. It's to move forward and protect you. Heidi.
Before I even like to kind of ask if they're ready to get started, I normally like to ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, kind of following Eric Worre. He says on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you see yourself getting started? And 1 to 5 kind of being that they really need a lot more information. They're really not ready yet. To 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like they're really almost ready. They just maybe need a little bit more information. And then asking, okay, so if you're a 7, what is it that how else can I serve you to get you to a 10? And asking them what it is they need to know, rather than just assuming I know what it is they need to know.
Well, Heidi really answered the second part of my question. How do you know when you're ready to ask the question, or you're ready to get started? If you can say to them, just honestly, gosh, how excited are you about Juice Plus having it in your body? What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? So after you've gone through the setting up that it's how they see it as valuable, because they see it relating to the problems and the pain point that they're at. So if you've had that conversation, what 3 things would you most like? And they say, I'd like to get rid of headaches and I'd like to have more energy. And I got some digestion issues. Then once you've shown that this could make a difference for that, and they see what would it feel like if you had those 3 things. That's what Carrie said. What would you feel like if your digestion was better and you had more energy and you didn't have headaches anymore? Oh my God, I could go out at night with my kids. I could party with my husband more. I could get my work done during the day better. Let them describe the feelings of what those health issues would do for them if they actually could have that. So now they're really leaning towards yes, right? And then you can certainly ask that question if you're still not sure, do they see enough value yet? Then you can ask the question that Heidi brought up so well from Eric Worre on a scale to 1 to 10. How excited are you to have Juice Plus in your body? So I love that Heidi brought that up. That was the little bow that we needed around this. And we're at 10:52. We started at 10:31, so our time is basically up. I will take 1 or 2 questions, just so that you know we really try to keep this to 20 minutes. I'll take a couple questions. Well, let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you actually would have time to go on further. Just raise your hand and I'll just take a look. So pretty much most of you have raised your hand. So you know what, for those of you that have to jump off, this is a 20-minute call. We've done our 20 minutes. I thank you. And we're going to stay a little bit longer today because we have the time. How amazing. So I'm going to take questions. Who has some questions? Unmute yourself.
Hey, Nikki, it's not really, oh, wait a second. It's not really a question as much as maybe just a little role play on when people, I think one of the things, especially when you're starting off new, having those objections, or when somebody kind of pushes back and it kind of leaves you in the, now what do I say kind of thing.
Okay.
Just, to help.
Yeah. So, Carrie, would you like to do one with somebody else, and so that you don't have to hear my voice the whole time? Do you want to pick someone to play with?
Yeah, maybe Pat. I'll be the hard one. Maybe Patty can get some language to get me over the fence.
Can you say it again, Carrie? The question.
I'll be the one that's going to push back a little bit. And you're going to be the partner that's going to try to ask me enough questions to get me more open.
Sounds good.
So Patty, basically let me set it up a little further. She's watched a couple videos. It kind of makes sense to her. She's not totally whatever. And so you say on a scale of 1 to 10, this would be a great jumping point. A scale of 1 to 10, where are you? And Carrie says she's a 4 or a 5. So now we got to find out what that is. So
okay,
let's start from that place. She's just answered you. I don't know, I'm a 4 or 5. What would you do next, Patty?
Carrie, I'm so glad that you actually have taken the time to look at the clips I sent you. What have you learned from it, and where do you stand on what you think? It doesn't sound like you're 100% thinking this might be a fit. What would make you feel like something was going to really put you over the edge and get you healthier?
Well, I like the video. I think I don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, that's for sure. But I'm just not sure that this is really the answer to make up for what I'm not eating.
So just out of curiosity, what do you feel is the right answer to help you feel better? Sounds like you think you're eating enough, but what do you feel like you're missing in your daily regime?
I don't know. I just know that I don't have a lot of energy, and I take a lot of vitamins already.
So do you think fragmented vitamin would make you feel better compared to eating more fruits and vegetables?
Well, I don't know. That's what they say.
So curious if you've ever eaten more than 5 to 10 different fruits and vegetables throughout the day. Have you ever done that on like a week or a month basis, just being continual about that?
Not even on a good day. I'm going to say 4 or 5 is going to be average.
So my question to you is, what do you have to lose to try to flood your body with this many plant powders? Give it a try. See how your body feels.
That's true. I've tried everything else.
Yeah, I'd say let's get you going, and I think you're going to notice a huge difference. And you know, if nothing else, you know, you've given a good try. If you can be consistent, and I haven't seen too many people say it hasn't been a perfect fit.
Okay, I'd be willing to try it.
Awesome. Let's get you going.
Okay.
Okay, that was great. I got another. That was a good job. I'd love to see somebody else. That was great, Patty. Thank you so much. And you know what? You were really bold about just bringing her around and asking her, is she already doing 5 to 13? And what would it do if she did? You know, she was just kind of wishy-washy. She needed some help. Patty really cemented it when she said at the end also, you know, we've got a lot of people that, most people really find that it's a match for them or something like that at the end. So she kind of cemented it a little bit. So what would happen? Let's have 2 other people again, a seasoned person maybe. Yeah, Janet?
Suggestion for Patty. When she said, well, I take vitamins, that would have been a good segue to say, you know, I used to too. I mean, don't they kind of present that that's the solution? If we don't eat enough, just take vitamins and we're all good. But what I found,
Thank you for bringing that up, Janet, because it's so much. I always forget. I feel, I felt, I found. That's like the perfect solution to everything.
Right.
So that was perfect, Janet. Thank you.
It really is. And if you haven't felt like that yourself, Janet, because I never believed in vitamins, never did. So I couldn't do that. But what I could say is, you know, I have so many friends who felt exactly the way that you feel right now. And what they found is the difference between whole foods and vitamins, they really feel different on it. So if you don't have that, because you don't want to say, I felt that when you didn't. We want to make sure we're keeping always to authentic, but you can always use somebody else's story. So now what happens when somebody says, I like everything. I'm like a 7. I like everything. I just think it's really expensive. So who would like to possibly talk about that one? What might you do with that one?
I'm actually going to vote Erin, just because I know I've heard her answer this before so brilliantly. So I vote for Erin.
So Heidi, why don't you be the person that just said it's a little bit expensive? It looks good, but it's just a little bit expensive. And Erin, would you be willing to be the sponsor on this one?
Oh, I can do justice to whatever I said last time, Heidi. I'll give it a go.
All right. So Heidi, say it to her.
You know, it sounds good. It sounds, you know, awesome, but I don't know, you know, right now I'm not working and it just seems like it's a little bit out of my budget. I gotta be honest. I don't know if I can afford it.
You know what? I love that you budget your finances. That is so smart. And that is really the way to make, I found, pretty much anything in life happen. So tell me I know you already said that you loved that it gave you the variety and so many different types of produce consistently. Tell me what you do for your grocery budget right now.
Well, yeah, I have my grocery budget and, you know, I keep within those limits and, you know, try not to go over. But if there's something that, you know, we really need, we'll get it, you know, because it is a necessity. Is that what you were asking?
Well, a little bit. It sounds like you're really savvy about identifying what you want and what you need and budgeting for it. How would you feel about putting it into your grocery budget, knowing that it would be really strengthening and balancing your immune system? And I know you said that's what you wanted right now.
Yeah, I just don't normally put supplements in my grocery budget. I've not thought about it that way.
Okay. Well, the food, since you did say that you loved that it was whole food, are you open to wrapping your brain around that it's actually food encapsulated, these plant powders, and then weaving that in with your food budget.
I guess when you put it like that, it makes more sense.
You know what else you said that really makes that I'm wondering is if there's a way that we could make this an income stream versus an expense for you, would you be open to that? Because I know you just said that you were out of work right now.
Yeah, actually I would be interested in learning more because I got a lot of time on my hands, and so why not?
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to pause it there and I'm going to turn it back to Nikki because she said, well,
Yes.
you heard
yes.
No, that was, am I on? No, that was fantastic. And for those of you that are new, look what she did. How would you like to turn this around into something income producing? Because Heidi said she couldn't afford it. Well, why not turn it into that? And the only correction I might make, rather than an expense, Erin, you said, rather than having this, and I know you already know this, rather than having been an expense, is I know that you said, you don't really have any money. And of course, this would be an investment into your health. And even with that said, so you get that little budge of investment into your health. Even with that said, how would you like to turn this into not only an investment in your health, but an income producing activity? So you'd have the both, investment and income producing. And you all have to know it's so much easier when you're listening than when you're doing it. It's just unbelievable. When you're listening, you can hear something. When you're speaking, you don't hear it all the time. So
I did cringe when expense was wanting to come out,
I know.
but I know because I've used it in the past, but I know it's a great opportunity for me to get the coaching and verbiage from you to reinforce. So thank you.
Do I actually felt that energy, Erin? I knew as soon as you said the word expense that your head did a thing. I knew it.
Yeah.
And that's actually what made me pick up on it to be able to talk about it. So it was perfect. So that was great. So what about this will be the last one that we do. And that is somebody says to you, I have to talk to my husband first. Anybody want to take that one on? Or I have to talk to my partner first. Anybody want to approach that one? And by being the person that's going to lead the person that's astray by thinking about the partner business.
How about I be the person who has to ask my husband and Heidi has to help me to not talk to Dan? How about that?
Do you want to do it, Heidi? If not, I will. But do you want to take it on, Heidi?
I'll take it on. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so tell me, how do you feel? How ready are you to get started, Erin?
I'm really interested in it, but I do run everything financially past my husband. So I kind of have to talk to him because I want one of everything, but I have to talk to him.
Okay, I love that you respect your husband and that you work things out together. I think that's really awesome. My husband and I do the same, and we always want to make sure we're on the same page. So I love that. Obviously shows how much you respect each other. I'm curious though, how you'll be able to share the information that you learn yourself. Would you be open to perhaps do you think he would be open to perhaps watching the video that you saw, or possibly even speaking on a call?
Well, I don't think he would watch your video because he doesn't even open the messages I send him when I text him throughout the day.
Okay. Is there another way that he likes to learn information?
He likes to listen to stuff. I know he's always listening to stuff when he works out and if he's driving or something.
Okay. So if perhaps you were in the kitchen together working and you were playing the video, do you think he would listen then?
That's a great idea. Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, how about we do that? And then I follow up with you in a couple of days and see, how that conversation went. And if you need any help and assistance in the meantime, I'm here to basically ask any questions that he has directly if you'd like to share my information with him.
Well, how did you get your husband to say yes to letting you buy it?
In fact, it was the other way around. He had to convince me to say yes.
Well,
so I understand exactly how your husband's coming from, where your husband's coming from, and where you're at.
Okay, good. I'm glad you can help me with this because I want one of everything.
Yeah, good.
So when are you calling?
Huh?
So when are you going to call me? You said a couple days. You know, I have 6 kids and I'm homeschooling. I need to know when you're going to call so I can put them on my phone.
Is there a day and a time that works best for you?
Not on Saturday or Sunday. Before 3 when they're done with this virtual school.
Okay, great. So maybe later on today, will that work?
Well, my husband's not going to be home before 3 today.
Okay, so you said Saturday and Sundays. How about Tuesday at maybe 1 o'clock? Do you think that will work?
That'll work.
Awesome. So I'll call you Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
Can you
And
text me before to remind me because the baby might be sleeping?
absolutely. I will send you a text and I'll send you an email if you would like to.
No, I ain't got time for that. I got 6 kids.
Okay. I'll send you a reminder tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
So that was great. Erin really helped Heidi remember to confirm a time. So when Heidi said, it was really funny. It was like it came from her, but it's really true. One of the skills is when you are going to call back, you say to the person, gee, if you have a chance to listen to hear the video tonight with your husband while you're cooking, which was a great idea. Do you cook together? What do you do together? Is he going to be listening? Oh my God, can we listen together? You know, really be thinking about if he's going to listen, how can we get him to listen? And then say, I would have even said, if you're going to listen tonight, do you think we could talk after the two of you have had a chance to listen to it tonight? That's what I might have done, but also the fact that you're going to say, set up a specific time to talk. If you both get a chance to hear it tonight, you tell me, because you've got the 6 kids, I'm more flexible. What time this week can we talk? And you both enter it in the calendar. And then Heidi says, I will text you or send you an email ahead of time. And then Erin says, no, you can't send me an email. I have 6 kids. I loved it. It was great. So here is the thing. A lot of times somebody does say, no, let me just talk to my husband. And my question always is similar to what Heidi is. So if you're going to talk to your husband, you've already seen the video, you've already been to one of our events, and you've had a long conversation with me. Is that going to be kind of difficult for you to convey everything you've already learned? And then they're going to say, oh yeah, you're right. They're going to see it. They can't convey it all. They got to this place, but they took a lot of time to get there. And so at that point, that's when you're going to say, would he be open to watching a video? Let them be very clear that they went through a process. Maybe your husband has to go through that process too, and how can we invite him to it? So, yeah. And Ryan, is that Ryan from Ryan and Leanne? Is that who you are? Yes? Okay, good, because we've done a little bit of communication on Box.
Yes.
I just want to say hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So I think our time is up. One last comment? Anything you absolutely need? I'm going to stop recording.